6F, these doors are open later after crime scene is there. Is that correct?
That is correct. I would have went in the passenger door on the rear side just to check on pulse and see if there's any breathing at that time.
And that's what you did in this case, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Shit, I tried to. My first thought was to pull Foolio out the car, but then I realized my arm was broke and he wasn't responding, so you feel me? In my mind, I'm just like, damn, you feel me?
Right. Because at this time, you're not sure 100% that Foolio passed. He's just not responding.
I ain't even gonna say I wasn't sure, I was just in denial. Like, they told me on the scene, but I wasn't finna believe it.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the rental, sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
What's happening with y'all? This is Reset with me, Shaq. I am me, Shaq. Hope everybody's all right. Now, a couple days ago, to my surprise, because I've been looking for a while for these pictures, the first Tampa police officer that came on the scene and discovered Julio Foolio's deceased body in the vehicle described what he saw, and the pictures were shown. Maybe some of y'all was privy to this, but I wasn't. And it puts things into perspective. And before I say anything else, do me a favor, y'all. Go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna drop that law and crime video, and we'll be back with the commentary.
And is that, can you kind of see the individual in the red shirt right there?
Yes, ma'am. That would be the deceased and how he was laying in the vehicle.
And is what you described, is that correct?
Yes,
kind of in between the seats.
That is correct.
And then 6E, what's that?
It's the same vehicle with the deceased laying in the vehicle, just from the driver's side.
And then obviously 6F, these doors are open later after crime scene is there. Is that correct?
That is correct. I would have went in the passenger door on the rear side just to check on pulse and see if there's any breathing at that time.
And that's what you did in this case, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And other than check for pulse, would you have disturbed anything else other than to check for signs of life of the victim?
No, ma'am.
After you checked for signs of life, would the car have been secured and protected by Tampa Police Department until crime scene could respond to document everything as it was?
At first, USFPD, because I left them with it, and then,
Yes, sir.
then we took over and secured the whole crime scene so nobody else touched it.
And as well as until the medical examiner gets here as well, is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
And I think you said you made some observations of that Dodge Charger. I'm going to show you. Can you describe what's being shown in 6G?
It's just the rear of the Dodge, the busted out windows, and the shattered glass probably from the gunfire.
Did you make any other observations of that vehicle when you first rolled onto it?
No, ma'am. Other than, like I said, the blood trail leaving the car.
You know, y'all, growing up where I grew up, and I'm sure for a lot of y'all that grew up in some of these communities, it's not new seeing certain scenes like this, right? Couple of bodies here and there. Not new to me personally, not glorifying it, but unfortunately, it's something that's always upsetting. And I never want to say that I'm numb to this, because watching those pictures and those scenes of Julio's, Julio Foolio, that is lifeless body in the car, it still makes me feel some type of way. Same as I would with anybody, honestly, because it's not normal to go out that type of way. Now, there is an age-old adage of you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So I'm not going to pretend Foolio was a choir boy. But still, man, I remember so many fake pictures were coming out, you know, back in June of 2024 when he was murdered, celebrating his birthday, etc. And I really wanted to see it. Now, I got a couple autopsy sites that said he was shot about 8 times. I don't even know how true that is. The internet is gonna internet, you feel me? But finally seeing the pictures, it made sense what his friends were saying in terms of when the gunfire erupted, Julio, like anybody with sense who was in the front seat, tried to jump in the back seat. And it's like he laid there, you know, maybe that's as far as he could get. And those guns, you know, the bullets just kept raining in, you know, and man, you better believe they targeted him, cause I don't see how he could have made it, honestly, y'all. All that gunfire, I really don't think he had a chance. That's just me. But what y'all think about watching the videos and seeing those pictures? Let me meet you in the comment section, man. Listen, y'all, man. May the force be with y'all out there. And that force being your righteousness, your spiritual connection to whatever your higher power is, man. Because, damn, life can't be this cheap, y'all. It just cannot be this cheap. I'ma holla at y'all. I'm Meshach, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in, especially if you made it to the end. I'm out.